It's 2 a.m. Do you know where your dreams are? No, seriously, I'm asking because I know where Bob's are. They're currently being crushed under the weight of 1,000 unread self-help articles and a half-eaten bag of chips. Meet Bob. Bob is stuck. He's been saying I'll start tomorrow since 2017. Tomorrow just hasn't come yet. He's got big plans, huge aspirations, just as soon as he finishes watching this video of a dog doing the Macarena. But what Bob doesn't realize is that he's about to get schooled by passion struck. Alright, picture this. Bob sprawled on the couch, phone glued to his face, convinced that success is gonna fall right into his lap like a rogue tater tot at a football game. He's got this whole one-day philosophy. One day he'll start that business. One day he'll write that book. One day he'll learn how to play the ukulele while riding a unicycle. You know, the classics. But here's the thing about one day. It's not on the calendar. It's not a real day. It's a mythical land where motivation goes to die and procrastination throws a never-ending kegger. Enter John R. Miles, author of Passion Struck, dropping truth bombs like it's his job, because it is. He's all like, Bob, my man, you gotta be intentional. You can't just wait for life to happen. You gotta grab it by the horns. Metaphorically speaking, of course. We don't want any animal cruelty lawsuits. Bob's mind is blown. He realizes he's been treating life like a Netflix autoplay, just letting it roll without ever choosing what he actually wants to watch. Time to ditch the remote, Bob. It's time to take control. So, John R. Miles asks Bob the big question. What gets you fired up? What makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning? Bob, being Bob, responds with, pizza? Winning the lottery? A nap that lasts for a week? Miles is like, okay, Bob, those are great and all, but that's not purpose, that's just a Tuesday. He explains that purpose is about finding something that gives your life meaning, something that makes you feel like you're actually making a difference in the world. Bob's never really thought about it like that before. He starts thinking, what do I love doing? What am I naturally good at? How can I use that to help others? He thinks long and hard. He ponders. He meditates. He eats a whole pizza while staring at the ceiling. And then it hits him. He remembers that time he organized a neighborhood dog walking club and how much joy it brought everyone, especially the dogs. Could that be it? Could dog walking be his calling? Okay, maybe not dog walking specifically, but the idea of bringing people together, of creating a sense of community that sparks something in Bob. For the first time, he feels a glimmer of hope, a flicker of excitement for the future. Now, Bob's favorite phrase, his go-to excuse for everything is, I don't have time. No time to exercise, no time to learn new skills, no time to work on his dreams. He's got time to binge-watch reality TV shows about competitive cake decorating, but no time to actually bake a cake. John R. Miles calls him out on his nonsense. He's like, Bob, my friend, if you have time to scroll through social media for hours, you have time to grow. He drops some serious wisdom. You don't find time, you make time. Bob's mind is officially blown. Again. He realizes that he's been prioritizing the wrong things, wasting precious hours on activities that don't bring him any closer to his goals. So, he makes a change. He replaces 30 minutes of mindless scrolling with 30 minutes of learning a new language. He swaps out an hour of watching other people live their best lives on Instagram with an hour of actually working on his own dreams. And guess what? Life doesn't fall apart. The world doesn't end. In fact, it gets a whole lot better. Alright, let's be real. Bob's comfort zone is his happy place. It's where he feels safe, secure, and in control. It's also where his dreams go to die a slow, comfortable death. Miles, being the wise sage that he is, tells Bob, growth happens outside of your comfort zone. If you're not a little uncomfortable, you're not challenging yourself. Bob takes a deep breath and decides to embrace the awkward. He applies for a promotion at work, even though the thought of the interview makes him sweat. He joins a public speaking group, despite the fact that he turns into a bumbling mess whenever he has to talk in front of more than 3 people. He even, gasp, asks for extra hot sauce at his favorite taco place, conquering his fear of confrontation one spicy request at a time. It's not easy. It's messy and awkward and sometimes downright terrifying. But with each step outside of his comfort zone, Bob feels a surge of confidence, a sense of accomplishment that he's never experienced before. Now, Bob's inner voice is a real piece of work. It's like a constant loop of negativity, whispering doubts and fears into his ear 24/7. You're not good enough. What if you fail? What if you succeed and then everyone finds out you're actually a fraud? Miles swoops in with a dose of reality. Your brain is wired for safety, not success. That little voice isn't telling you the truth, it's just trying to protect you from the unknown. He teaches Bob how to silence the doubt, how to replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Instead of, "I can't do this," Bob starts saying, "I'm learning how to do this." Instead of, "I'm not good enough," he says, "I am capable of achieving great things." It's amazing what a little change in mindset can do. As Bob silences his inner critic, he starts to believe in himself, to see the possibilities instead of the obstacles. Let's talk about Bob's friends. They mean well, they really do, but they're not exactly the most ambitious bunch. They're all about that comfortable mediocrity, that let's just chill and complain about life vibe. Miles drops some truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your circle isn't pushing you to be your best, it's time to upgrade. Bob realizes that his friends, while great for watching bad movies and sharing a pizza, aren't exactly inspiring him to reach his full potential. So he makes a change. He joins a mastermind group of entrepreneurs and creatives. He starts attending industry events and networking with people who are just as passionate about their work as he is. He still hangs out with his old friends, of course, but he makes sure to surround himself with people who challenge him, inspire him, and support his dreams. And slowly but surely, Bob's world expands. He starts to see what's possible when you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who push you to be your best self. Fast forward a bit, and Bob is practically unrecognizable. He's no longer that guy glued to his phone at 2 a.m., wondering where his life went. He's got goals, he's got drive, he's even got a decent sleep schedule. Most nights, anyway. He's traded in his existential dread for a passion for life that's contagious. And yeah, he still enjoys a good pizza. Who doesn't? But now he savors every bite, mindful of the journey that brought him here. And that, my friends, is how Bob went from a lost potato to a purpose-driven legend. All thanks to Passion Struck by John R. Miles. So what are you waiting for? Stop hitting that snooze button on your dreams. Go out there and make it happen. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're ready to become passion struck.